7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top. Et décollage VS26, GALILEO FOC M9. Les paramètres à bord sont normaux.
Raphael, that was very impressive. That a ball of fire bolting into
Bonne
the
stabilisation
sky.
du lanceur.
I cannot get tired of it.
I bet.
Like really, it's always very impressive. And this is like, you know, passing through the clouds.
What sort of speed is it going at now?
It is night. You cannot, you can hardly imagine that it's night right now because it's so bright.
It's so bright.
The light. So right now, Soyuz is providing the main thrust for the mission to escape really the gravitational pull of the Earth. And in a few seconds, we should see the separation of the 4 lateral boosters that are surrounding the main core. I mean, you can imagine that in 2 minutes, the Soyuz will have gone from 0 to about 50 kilometers of altitude.
That's quite incredible.
From 0 to 2 kilometers per second.
Bonne stabilisation du lanceur. Tous les paramètres à bord sont normaux.
Like what
this is probably now faster than like a bullet. Faster than a bullet right now. Yeah.
You've got the earpiece. What is the DDO? What did he just say then?
It said that everything is nominal, the trajectory is nominal, so everything's looking good for Soyuz right now. So you can see the light coming from the 4 boosters.
So in 10 seconds, we will have the confirmation, won't we, of the separation of the boosters?
And during this, yeah, oh wow, you can see it.
We can see it, it's
wow,
incredible.
That's really incredible.
What a sight, Raphael.
Because usually you can see it in daylight, but at night, it's very rare.
It's quite incredible.
Yeah.
Séparation des blocs BVGD.
So we should be in some seconds as well.
No, so it's confirmed. It's separated. You saw it, and you can tell that Soyuz is now waiting only, I'm saying only, 100 tons. It was 310 tons before. So it lost 70% of its weight.
Wow, that's quite incredible. But so it's got 4 boosters. Is this specific to Soyuz? Yeah, we can see now on the 3D images, it has 4 boosters. Can you talk to us about that?
Well, I mean, the size and the number of the boosters that you need for a flight really depends on how much power you want to give to your rocket to place the satellites into space. On Soyuz, you have 4 boosters. On Ariane 5, we have 2, but they are bigger. On Vega, we have 1 booster. So it really depends on the performance that is required for the mission. With Ariane 6, we will have 2 versions, one with 2 boosters and one with 4 boosters, depending also on the performance of the launch vehicle. To give you an idea, with Ariane 62, you can, with Ariane 64, you can double the mass of the satellites to be put into, for example, geostationary transfer orbits.
So if we look up the images which are coming up now, the 3D images, the wonderful image of the launch vehicle, what can we see? You can see the altitude.
Of altitude.
And sorry to interrupt, in 3 seconds we will also be having the separation of the fairing. There we go.
Attitude du lanceur, conforme à l'attendu.
That's just been confirmed, has it not?
It is confirmed.
Séparation des 2 demi-coiffes.
So now it's confirmed, and it's a very good news because the mission can continue. You can imagine that it's an important step. Otherwise, we could not release the satellites into space. So it means that we are above the atmosphere.
Les paramètres à bord sont normaux.
And that the satellites don't need the protection of the fairing anymore. It was protecting them from the friction of the air.
So if I've understood rightly, we are now waiting for the separation of the 2nd stage. Is that right?
Yes, it's right. And this is a peculiar separation because the 3rd stage is going to ignite 2 seconds before, and this is actually the ignition of the 3rd stage that will push the 2nd stage and separate it from the rest of the launch vehicle. And it should come any second now.
There we go.
So waiting for the confirmation of the DDO. Because I remind that this is 3D simulations here.
Allumage bloc I, extinction bloc K et séparation.
So
in a northeasterly eastern direction, is that right then?
yeah, exactly. But you know, we use a different network of telemetry stations.
Se déroule tel que planifié.
Depending on the trajectory. For example, for a mission going towards the east, that's the case for geostationary transfer orbit missions, we use a different network of telemetry stations.
Paramètres propulsifs du bloc I conforme à l'attendu.
And when we target the sun-synchronous orbit, we are launching towards the north, and we are using another set of telemetry stations. And the DDO just said that everything is nominal right now.
So can you just tell us at 9:23, 9 minutes 23 seconds, he will be announcing what?
Well, the separation of the third stage, which is another very important step here.
It's now, that's right. We can see it on the 3D images.
Yes,
it's
and
quite
we are
incredible.
waiting, yes, we are waiting for the confirmation, of course,
and
from the
we have
DDO.
it. I think the most wonderful image I've ever seen of this type of golden mushroom.
Yeah,
what is that?
This is the frigate upper
Extinction
stage.
du bloc I et séparation.
So it's confirmed. The third stage has been separated. And right now, it is the frigate upper stage that is going to continue the mission. It is that upper stage that is going to place the Galileo satellites into their separated orbit. And from there, the Galileo satellites will place themselves on their operational orbit.
So can you just tell, what is it exactly in a couple of words before we get the announcement from the DDO about the ignition of the first frigate?
Yeah, so the ignition of the first frigate is really to place this upper stage, so it's happening right now, we will need the confirmation from the DDO, to place this upper stage on an elliptical intermediate orbit, and it's going to ignite for 12